So let's go ahead and move on to Megan Good, because Megan Good
Just so
was down to the Jason Lee. And I feel like the only reason she did Jason Lee is because Jonathan Majors has formed a relationship with Jason Lee. We're gonna play her clip, and then we're gonna play this clip on TikTok about him and Cam Newton.
you know the Lord, when I tell you the Lord's working on me, you lucky is Megan and Devon, because I like both of you. I like you more, clearly, because we have more history, but like it's taken everything in me. The good Lord has worked on me today.
It is the most painful thing in the world when you thought something was forever and when you don't see it coming, you know, and
Y'all have a long history. Y'all have a long history. Jason is all right. Never mind. I'm not gonna focus on that part of Jason always trying to make himself, a star in the story.
So going through the divorce and being like, well, Lord, well, why did this happen? Like, I did everything that you asked me to do to the best of my ability, and this is the end result. And you knew that this end result was the thing I was most afraid of. And this is exactly what happened. But I also know that everything you have for me is things that are good for me and things that are meant to help me grow and prosper.
Do you think your love?
And see, I feel like that's a problematic mindset to have, that everything God puts in front of you is something that you're meant to have and something that's good for you. That's not fucking true. That's not fucking true. It's the idea that, oh, the struggle is going to make you a better person. I think that just gives people a reason to excuse making habitual bullshitty ass decisions in their life based on very low energy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing, you're always trying to put an air of God. Like, it makes it seem like it's a higher state of being for you to make this toxic decision.
For God is what led you to marrying a pastor?
It was so hard for me to process, not even the marriage ending, but the feeling, if I try to do my best and that doesn't make a difference, if I try to be obedient and that doesn't make a difference, then I'm putting all this effort into like trying to get something that I don't think it comes this way, and understanding how much God loves me. That's what kind of blew my mind. And then once I understood it, then I was like, well, what do I do now? Because my whole life has been based on earning your love and doing the things that I'm supposed to do to get that love. And I have it, and I've always had it, and it's perfect.
Okay, so that was one of the clips.
Devon Franklin was way too good for you.
Oh, no, Devon left me.
He left you.
Yeah.
After all you went through to be with him, because you went through what happened?
What I can say is it's not that anybody did anything wrong, and I can't say that he that up, and I can't say that I that up. We grew from it. I don't think that any time was wasted. I think that everything in life, every single season, you do learn so much, and you do grow so much, and you do give so much, and you do get so much.
Did you really grow? Did you really grow? And y'all, I'm gonna stop her right here because I want to make this connection. Thank you, somebody, for saying obedient. Obedient. When we were talking about theme of the episode today, y'all, obedience. Okay, keep this shit, y'all. Are you really different? Did you really grow? Did you really learn anything from the situation? Because the type of personality that Megan Good has, you are somebody indoctrinated in religion. You are a beautiful woman. You're a Black woman. So you've grown up in Black Hollywood. You've grown up in a Bible, I don't want to say Bible belt, but like you grew up in an environment where church is very, serious. And, that's how she's always felt and all of this shit. And I do feel like there are some people that come into this world and they feel the presence of God, but they confuse the presence of God with what religion is teaching them, which is outside of themselves. Not that you were alone with yourself and it felt like you were in the presence of God, because you were alone. But because you are being taught Christianity, because you're being taught religion in a certain manner, you're now attributing the connection you felt at that moment, not to yourself, but to an outside source. So now outside source is a male God. So now I'm about to go through my life treating my relationships like a male God is sending a man to me. And in our environment, the men are socialized to be controlling and kind of like God. If y'all think about God in the First Testament of the Bible, controlling, jealous God, all of those things, you are being primed as a young woman in Christianity and any type of like orthodox Abrahamic religion, you are being indoctrinated to be obedient to not just God, but to the men around you. And what happens when you are obedient to everybody around you, no matter what? You betray yourself. You betray yourself. You dishonor yourself. You leave yourself for something outside of you. Okay? So then, when you get into one relationship that is somewhat abusive, not saying that Divine never put his hands on her, but the dynamics of their relationship gives that it might have been controlling because he would, he's a pastor and she doesn't fit into a certain mold. So now you have to like oppress yourself in order to fit a certain role. So that dynamic would give me some type of push and pull. That's not healthy, toxic. You break off with that. Then you go and get with a man that is on trial for physically abusing a woman that he was in a relationship with. And then during the process of that, we got to hear some of the psychological abuse and control he tried to have over that young woman. You have to be my Coretta, not telling her that he would unalive himself if she went to the hospital after he possibly gave her a concussion of some sort. Her head was hurting and she wanted to go to the hospital and he begged her not to go because if she went, they would know that it was him that did something to her and that would ruin his career. And he needs her to put his career ahead of her own health. A lot of y'all didn't want to hear that part, but that is vital. That's an important part of who Jonathan Majors is as a person, that he would ask another person to sacrifice themselves for his career. I don't know why y'all would think that Megan would be doing something different than he was expecting the other woman to do when basically we're watching her sacrifice herself for him and his career. They told us that she lost out on opportunities because she wanted to be with him and put him in the forefront. So how did you learn? How did you grow? When it seems as if you basically putting yourself in a similar relationship, but just with a different person. And that's why I said what Megan does with putting God on everything as if she's being led by God to make these toxic decisions. I don't like that because I think what it teaches a lot of women, because let's not fucking front. I don't care how old you are. We are all influenced by each other, and we're especially influenced by people who are beautiful or who we admire or who we have been watching since they were children. We have a certain level of admiration that they have a slight bit of influence on us in one way or another. And so I feel like when you get up there and you talk about your life in this way, it influences and validates women who think the same way. And those women might be in situations that are far more dangerous than yours because they're a nobody in the world versus you, who might be saved or who might get more what do I want to say? Like, people will be more inclined to care if something happens to you. If something happens between you and Jonathan Majors, like, the world will want to save Megan Good if they know who she is. If you are just a random woman in a DV situation, nobody's gonna care. People don't really care. They don't, unless it's affecting them or somebody that they like. They don't care. That's why celebrities get preferential treatment. And this is something I had to realize, even with being a YouTuber. I am a YouTuber, y'all. But the way a person can get faster access to me if they're doing the same thing as me is also a reflection of that. Like, automatically trusting people to a certain extent, trusting what they showing you because you're seeing them on social media and you do social media. Y'all are not the same. Okay? I'm speaking to myself right now, but I'm saying even somebody that does this, is influenced by other people's influence. Okay? So that's why I'm saying to y'all, I feel like what Megan does is problematic.
Shut up. But I know he talks to God, so I don't want to go there.
You know what? They were only here for this amount of time. I got to be that close to them. And I got to give this much to them. And they got to give this much to me. And of all the people in the world, I got to, you know what I'm saying? And be really, really thankful for the time that you had. It changes the perspective of how you move forward. And it doesn't change necessarily the hurt or the things that you may have to work through in accepting and in healing, but it does give you a better
Devon Franklin
perspective. And I think that it's my conscious mind in every single season to choose what best serves my quality of life and best serves the other person's quality of life.
I don't know, I feel some type of way about that, but then maybe I shouldn't because it's not even my relationship. I don't even know why I'm feeling that type of way.
Because you love me.
I do love
I
you.
appreciate it.
I'm gonna move on.
I feel like even if they have known each other for a long time, Megan would never have really like sat in front of a blogger to talk about her relationship like this. Like, I don't feel like she ever did this type of shit when she was with Devon. Like, they talked together as like a Christian couple thing. But the way she does these interviews for the sake of she and Jonathan's relationship is so problematic. But yeah, so Devon left her. That's what we got from all of that word salad that she was saying, that Devon left her. And I would wonder why. Is it because he could not control her? Is it because the church, because she didn't explain anything. Is it because the church situation was, becoming too much for him to bear? Like, why? Why did y'all break up? So, I'm very curious to know what was the reason? What was the reason? Okay. Hold on, let me see.
You ended up dating Jonathan when he was going through a storm, though.
Yeah.
And so a lot of us, and I think the testament of Black women who are resilient and strong and all that. I mean, I don't know a lot of people that would want to get into a relationship with somebody that is going through a storm. Why did you choose to do so?
I don't think that there was any expectation that that would happen or any plan that that would be what happened. It's just kind of what happened. And then in it happening, I am in this industry, but I'm not of this industry. I can make a decision to do something because it may hurt my career or it may not hurt my career. I can move in a certain way that becomes about my success or how I'm viewed as an actress, or I can do something as a human being. And I prefer to be a human being every day of the week. I'm not going to step away because of how people may perceive something that they think that they know.
We all could look at it and see that it was bullshit.
Love is not conditional.
We all could look at it and see that it was bullshit. And this is why I have a problem with Jason being like a city council member. Like, people that ignore abuse, like, to me, they have other blind spots that show up.
And how you show up for people is not conditional. And it's not about throwing yourself into
How you show up for people is not conditional. Yes, it is.
the fire. It's about if you are walking with someone and you know the quality of the human being that they are, and if they have to walk through fire, are you going to walk beside them? Or are you going to dip out because it may hurt your career?
So basically, again, what is she talking about, y'all? The same thing I said. She is sacrificing herself for him. That's what she's doing. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you guys, but that's what it is, honey.